Hello, Maura Holiday here, giving our operations report for our 2020 annual meeting. This past year was much different than we anticipated it would be. The first half was relatively normal, and sales were projecting as we budgeted for. Then COVID-19 arrived in Pittsburgh and things changed. Our staff were put to the test as virus fears rose and shopping patterns changed seemingly overnight. Through all of the weekly and sometimes daily changes, to keep up with customers' needs, increased cleaning regimens, supply chain interruptions, and fear of their own safety, they kept pushing through to ensure that our co-op stayed open and our shoppers fed with the food that they needed. For all of the hours of stress and constant change, I want to take this time to thank them for keeping up with it all and continuing to serve our community. Without them, none of what we achieved this year would be possible. Though we experienced challenges like we never have before, we still were able to stay true to who we are and maintain progress on our ends. Here's a snapshot of how we worked to achieve our ends this year. In January, we grew our food access programs by launching the Food Bucks program in collaboration with the Pittsburgh Food Trust. This program provides SNAP participants $2 for every $5 in produce they spend at the store for a future shopping trip or to use at a farmer's market. We issued more than $20,000 in coupons from January to June, and more than half of them were redeemed in that time frame. Our Register Roundups program amounted to more than $22,000 in donations given to 11 local organizations. In terms of sustainability, we still were able to save more than 143,000 bags from landfills, and 91,000 pounds of waste was hauled away by Zero Waste Wrangler. Our membership grew by 620 households this year. To show you the drastic change in shopping patterns from COVID-19, here's a graph from the weeks leading up to the busiest week that the co-op has ever had. We started to see sales increases each year in the beginning of February, and as you can see, the week ending March 8th is where we saw a 64% increase from the same week the year prior. That is a little more than $150,000 more in sales than we normally do. The pandemic threw us many challenges after this. However, through all of it, and despite our cafe and bulk departments taking the brunt of it, produce, grocery, and perishable saw enough of an increase in sales that the store has remained stable in terms of sales growth. We were granted a Paycheck Protection Program loan of $456,000, which allowed us to breathe a little easier as other expenses in the store increased from the pandemic. The surge in sales and steady growth after things calmed down allowed us to provide our staff with hero appreciation pay, among other benefits, to get them through this trying time. Here's exactly what we returned to our staff in order to support them through the trying times of the pandemic. Approximately 42% of our net income was returned to staff. This is in addition to the $85,000 in profit sharing that was returned to staff. $77,000 of that profit sharing was from Q3, which included the surge in sales from pandemic shopping. This is our highest profit sharing that we've paid out to date. Through all of this, we still had to keep things running as normal, and I submitted my first multi-year business plan to the board this summer, and these are the overarching priorities laid out in that plan. As we explore more fully of our relocation project, we will likely be embarking on a member loan program over the next year to grow capital to reduce our bank loans that we take on. A lot has changed this year, and our co-op has been lucky to fare as well as it has through all of it. We have worked hard over the past 4 to 5 years to build and maintain our financial health, which is what gave us the ability to withstand most of what COVID threw at us this year. I will hand things over to Sean, our finance manager, now to go over the financials, but would also like to take this time to thank our board of directors and our members for the continued support through the pandemic. Our staff have truly appreciated the thank yous, the kind words, and understanding as we waited through this year.